Good evening. It is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. This is a Kearney Board of Aldermen meeting. Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, have you had a chance to take roll?
I have taken roll. Everyone is present. You have the floor.
Thank you. We'll move on to personal appearances this evening. First item is new employee introductions. We'll start with Mr. Donnie.
This is Mr. Jack Matney. He's got an extensive background in maintenance mechanics. He's worked for the school district for 3 years doing grounds maintenance also. So he's going to be our new street laborer, and I think he's going to be a good addition. He's going to really troubleshoot, help us fix machinery. That's where he's strong at. So
Great. Thank you for the introduction and welcome, Mr. Matney.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
And I do have another one, Bryson Noble, but he has a part-time job at night. He couldn't be here. So, and he's our seasonal laborer. So we'll only have him for a few months.
Okay. Well, please extend our welcome to him as well. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. David?
Okay. Hi, everybody. Michael, welcome. Mike Schwartz. Michael Schwartz goes by Mike. He's our new building inspector. It's his second day today. He started last Friday. He comes to us from Kansas City. He's got several certifications. He's got 4 residential certifications and 2 commercial certifications. He's working on some extra. He brings some good experience to us. He's going to bring some good ideas for us.
Great. Welcome to the team, Mike. And Eric.
Stand up. These are my 3 seasonal employees. They will share 1,000 hours this summer. Canton Woods, Kel Davis, and Landon Holloway. They've been involved in sports and things of that, and they've learned real quick how hot mowers and weed eaters can get. So welcome, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Yeah. Thanks for helping our parks look great. All right, we'll move on to the next item under personal appearances, World Elder Abuse Awareness Day proclamation, which we received by Miss Marie Steiner, who's here representing the Clay County Senior Services Board.
Mayor, may I read this?
Absolutely, yeah, you may have the floor
I
first.
didn't have enough handouts for it.
Yeah, good information.
Thank you. World Elder Abuse Awareness Day is always recognized in June. And I'd like to share with you the 6 tips of elder abuse so that you will be aware. It's to raise awareness. Here are the 6. Physical abuse, emotional or psychological abuse, sexual abuse, neglect or abandonment by the caregiver, financial exploitation, health care fraud and abuse. These are the 6 signs you need to watch for. Lack of basic amenities, cluttered, filthy living environment, unexplained sexual transmitted disease, unpaid bills, new credit cards, and or increased cash withdrawals, harassment, coercion, intimidation, humiliation. Caregiver isolates elder. If you suspect elder abuse, call 1-800-85-ABUSE, 24/7, 365 days a year. My personal opinion, every day should be Elder Abuse Awareness Day. And the color purple is recognized as raising the awareness of elder abuse. That's why I chose the paper, it's purple. Thank you.
Thank you. You could read the proposed proclamation, please.
A proclamation recognizing June 15, 2024 as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day in Kearney, Missouri. Whereas older adults deserve to be treated with respect and dignity to enable them to serve as leaders, mentors, volunteers, and vital participating members of our communities. And whereas in 2006, the International Network for Prevention of Elder Abuse, in support of the United Nations International Plan of Action, proclaimed a day to recognize the significance of elder abuse as a public health and human rights issue. And whereas the National Center on Elder Abuse and the Clay County Senior Services Board recognize the importance of taking action to raise awareness, prevent, and address elder abuse. And whereas ageism and social isolation are major causes of elder abuse in the United States. However, proper social structures help retain community and societal connections, reducing the likelihood of abuse. And whereas June 15, 2024 marks the 19th annual World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, its recognition will promote better understanding of abuse and neglect of older adults. And whereas preventing the abuse of older adults through maintaining and improving social supports like senior centers, human services, and transportation allows older adults to continue to live as independently as possible and contribute to the life and vibrancy of our communities. And now, therefore, I, Randy Pogue, Mayor, do hereby proclaim June 15, 2024 as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day in the city of Kearney, Missouri. And I encourage all of our citizens to recognize and celebrate older adults and their ongoing contributions to the success and vitality of our country. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the city of Kearney, Missouri, this 3rd day of June, 2024.
Ms. Marie, would you like a photo opportunity? Would the rest of the board like to join?
Over here, over there.
Over here, please.
This side, I need to. It looks uneven. Here, better? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, pardon me.
And next up under personal appearances is Kearney Richmond Council Board President Jason Hoyt and new Executive Director, Mr. Lawrence Gratian. Sorry about that. To provide an update on Oktoberfest. You have the floor.
Thank you for allowing us this time. As you said, I am the new executive director, so I'm a little bit at a loss in that you guys know what we do way better than I do, but I'm learning fast. And thanks to Dan the other night for filling me in whilst our wives chatted. It's a great little community. I've been here for 6 years. I'm in Kearney, not in the city, but we have a Kearney address. And I'm now learning all the wonderful things that we do, both on your side of it and ours. What we have done in the last couple of weeks is look at what we do, what we can do, what we can afford to do, and we've done a draft calendar for 24-25. Part of that calendar, which is I have available, part of that calendar does not include Oktoberfest. So we found that the workload for the return, which in last year was a negative return, financial return, was just too great for us to maintain for 2024. We will continue to look at it for 25 and beyond, but at this stage we have certainly let the Knights, yes, good, I'm making sure I'm saying the right thing, we have let the Knights know that we are not intending on doing the Oktoberfest in 2024. For those that have a better background, better knowledge than me, we inherited it from the Knights of Columbus. So we thought it just fitting that we let them know that it is not our intention to carry that on. Happy to answer any questions.
So when you mention financially doesn't make sense, are you at liberty to share the details there?
The true answer is I don't know them.
Okay.
Have you got a better idea than?
Basically, last year, we would have been at a loss of $5,000. The only way that we avoided that was the food pantry and the fulfillment house gave us back their checks from the event that they were portioned out their payment. So we actually broke even last year. And this year and going forward, the fulfillment house will no longer be helping us with volunteers, and neither will the food pantry. So we've lost 3/4 of our volunteer force for Oktoberfest as well. And the fulfillment house, they feel that it's just not in line with their mission, which I can understand that, and the food pantry as well. So we felt like it would be a better use of our funds to maybe, instead of doing one Oktoberfest for one day, doing 2 kids events in the park at the end of June and end of July that are all sponsor backed, that we don't have to pay for. Everything that is there will be donated or given to us or paid for by a sponsor. So we're adding 2 events in June and July and taking away 1 event in October, where we already have 2 other events going at basically the same time. So basically, if you look at our event schedule there's only 3 months that we're not doing something for the city. It's November, of course, we're in between Halloween and Christmas, and then May with graduations and everything, and then August with everybody ramping up for school. But every other month, we're doing at least 1 or 2 events to help out the community while we're finishing our building, getting ready to expand into Spark Studios.
Great. Any other questions from the board?
No. Just to complete the sheet that I sent out, since I printed that off 2 hours ago, we have dates for the kids events in downtown Kearney, which are the 27th.
And the 27th, and what is it, 26th and 27th?
27th.
It's the last Saturday of both months. We got those, we talked to the person that was actually doing events at that time, and we decided to expand it dramatically. What we were gonna do in those, instead of just having snow cones, we're gonna have, and this is in the planning right now, but we're gonna have hot dogs, chips, and water donated and taken care of. We hope to have a group come and do it for us, so we don't have to worry about Clay County Health Senior Services. And then we're also gonna do bouncy houses and games and things like that, which are all gonna be donated as well.
So part of the annual funding that the city allocates for the KECs for these sorts of events, Oktoberfest, did it cost to attend that event?
Actually, last year, I believe it cost to get into the kids corral, which were all the blow-ups and
The ride portion of it.
They tried to do the rides and everything. And so, yes, it cost then. And the year before, they had done $5 a head, which trying to corral people to get there,
Sure.
actually pay $5 a head in the middle of downtown.
I guess where I'm getting at is, are these going to be free events?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, these are
Great.
completely free.
Is there any special needs in any of these events from the city? Like maybe we need to block off streets or anything? Is there any requests coming for that?
The first one, no. We won't have to block off any parking or anything like that. The second one, which will be at the end of July, there are ideas that we may expand the event already and have, there's people that want to have a foam cannon. And if we did that, we would definitely have to block off that side street because you can't have that on the grass. It'll kill everything. But we haven't decided yet of what to do because we're going to have music for the kids and everything like that. But they're just ideas being thrown around right now. But as of right now, no. But if there's any changes, we'll get it in from just as soon as possible.
Well, the positive news there is you have a city employee on your board of directors. I'll be happy to help out if you need any assistance there, so.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes. So, all right, gentlemen, well, thank you for being here this evening and I appreciate the report. And if there's anything else, we'll get back to you.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up is a consent agenda. Any items of discussion or question from the board on the consent agenda? Seeing none, if we can entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented this evening.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda passes. We'll move on to ordinances. First item is a motion approving bill number 23-2024, presented by John Stewart, our police captain, and he's filling in for our police chief. An ordinance approving a contract with the Missouri Department of Transportation, Highway Safety and Traffic Division for the HMV Enforcement 2024-2025 grant. Captain Stewart, you have the floor.
This year, Sergeant Hager and Officer Parker put together a grant that was approved by MoDOT that's going to include 3 in-car radar guns, 1 LiDAR radar gun, which is a laser radar gun, approximately $5,000 for overtime for enforcement grants, and 2 officers to go to LEDSAC for a total of a little over $19,000. It's similar to the grants we're applying. The board was asked to sign a thing tonight approving that, which we got. We'll send it to it'll start October 1st.
Great. Any questions from the board? Thank you, Sergeant Hager, Officer Parker, for your continued efforts on grants. So you guys have done a great job there and appreciate those efforts. See no other questions. If we could read the proposed ordinance, first reading by title only, please.
An ordinance approving a contract with the Missouri Department of Transportation, Highway Safety and Traffic Division for the HMV Enforcement 2024-2025 grant.
I make a motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Second reading by title only, please.
An ordinance approving a contract with the Missouri Department of Transportation, Highway Safety and Traffic Division for the HMV Enforcement 2024-2025 grant.
I make a motion to approve on second reading.
I'll second.
Pull the board, please.
Alderwoman Barker.
Aye.
Alderman Lehman.
Aye.
Alderman Holt.
Aye.
Alderman King.
Aye.
Vote unanimous and ordinance passes on the second reading. We have no resolutions this evening, no items for review or presentation, so we'll move on to mayor's communications. If I was going to announce that the Kearney Richmond Council has a new executive director, but he was already here and got introduced to the group. So it's exciting to see that position filled, and I wish the KC continued success. Next item is I was contacted by a resident. Sheila sent out my request. She sent out some information to the entire board regarding that resident's concerns and asked, and he was asking us to consider some increased ordinances in regard to utility vehicles, recreation, off-highway vehicles, and golf carts on city streets. I don't have anything else to say here, but I didn't know if the board wanted staff to spend time to continue to look at possible ordinances to increase our city, to actually create rather city ordinances that would make that illegal in the city of Kearney. Currently, the state allows those vehicles on state highways, and there's nothing really currently on the ordinances for city roads. So some cities require a approval process where you pay a small fee on an annual basis and provide proof of insurance and ownership and other things. Some cities don't. So at the request of Mr. Piercy, the resident, having that discussion this evening.
I haven't seen, this has been a big issue. I mean, there's a few, but not a lot. Maybe if we had a whole lot of them on the road, maybe it would be a major problem, but I don't know. Have we had trouble with our police department with them or not? I don't know the answer to that.
I don't believe so, but Captain Stewart, have you?
No, occasionally we'll get a complaint on one, and sometimes we have stopped and had some discussions with them, but it's not a large problem.
As far as driving too fast or reckless, or?
Sometimes they get a little reckless or in driving in the wrong areas or stuff. It's, they have to operate them safely like any motor vehicle. I mean, sometimes we can get complaints about bicycles running stop signs and stuff like that. Sometimes we've had to talk to them, so I don't see it as a problem. Can we ask these guys if they've seen it?
Sure.
I didn't hear the whole situation.
We-
Had many complaints on UTVs.
Yeah.
Not anything more than other vehicles?
Yeah, I hear more negative about the golf carts, honestly, than I have the UTVs.
As far as,
Golf carts, most of it's their concern because they can't get up very fast, and if they were to be involved in a motor vehicle crash, it's probably gonna do some serious injury. But yeah, on the UTVs, a lot of times if I have personal interactions with them, it's just to remind them that, hey, you have to obey all state and local ordinance violations regarding driving. You know, you have to have your liability insurance, you have to have your orange flags or your placard, and you have to obey everything just like you would in a federal motor vehicle. So, but as of lately, the biggest thing I've had are golf carts.
One of the points that he made and that I have seen are probably underage. Are you guys looking at that as well?
So just unless we have prior knowledge, we just can't stop.
Sure,
For
absolutely.
that, we'd have to have a valid reason, the probable cause or reasonable suspicion to believe that that person is under the age of the driving age to stop them. I have had that interaction with a golf cart
Yeah.
last 30 days or so, and I explained to him, hey, you need this own park until you get a driver's license, you can't. I think he said he was 14. But UTVs, most generally, the UTVs are by somebody that's a licensed driver.
Yeah, I don't know if we have anything on the books that says that, but I mean, I think, I just assumed that if somebody's driving one, that they were at least, got a driver's license.
So I actually worked for a community that did, they required UTVs and even golf carts to have a city permit and to have the insurance is required by ordinance. And year after year, it was really hard to get those owners to actually come into City Hall, and their ordinance actually required a VIN number off of the vehicle, and you paid a fee, and you got this little sticker that you put on your UTV or golf cart, whatever. But the biggest problem that they had was enforcing it. People just said, I'm not gonna do it. And so, and the police department there didn't have the manpower to go around and, stop every UTV to see if it was licensed through the city. So,
These vehicles are vehicles that residents have already paid sales tax on. They're paying their annual taxes on already. I understand that as a board, we have the responsibility of health and safety too, but at some point, we can't police everybody's kids all the time for every little thing. I think at some point, we can, government can be too large, and I think this is an example where I don't think it's necessary to charge residents additional fees and taxes and go through a process to register a vehicle that's already registered and that they're already paying taxes on. It will be different if our police department wasn't able to, I think, effectively patrol our streets. I would believe that if any of our officers saw one driving in a reckless manner, or they thought that it was an 8-year-old driving, that they would handle it to the best of their ability. Not saying that there's, that there's no credit to what the resident called in and complained and had a concern about. I wish they would have called 911 right then and there, and the problem could have been dealt with immediately. So that's going to be my recommendation is obviously if you do see anybody driving any vehicle recklessly or possibly underage, to call immediately. And it sounds like that's a consensus of the board that at this time, we're not going to ask staff to spend any more time on drafting any ordinances until we hear possibly continued concern from our law enforcement or residents. All right, thank you guys for that. That concludes my mayor's remarks. We'll move on to the city administrator's report.
The next regular board meeting will be on Monday, June 17th at 6:30 PM. And I wanted Eric to give you guys an update on how the concert went, our first concert.
We had a really nice turnout Saturday. The weather, we couldn't have asked for a better night for our first concert of the year, and that is the new direction that you as a board directed us to go is have free concerts for the public, and I think it went really well. A lot of people from Kearney and from the Northland that we saw some different people that I've never seen out there before. That I do know were Kearney residents. So we're looking forward to our next one on July 3rd. And I do know that Larry said they had a great turnout at the concession stand and beer garden. So it was a great night. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you.
I did fail to mention, it's up at the dais, but we did receive a nice thank you card in the mail. So Eric, thank you to your staff for helping with our Veterans Memorial. And then also I did fail to mention, thank you to our board president for filling in for me at the dedication this weekend. So thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate that. We'll move on to Alderman discussion. Alderman King. Alderman Holt.
A couple things. First, I would like to talk about the dedication. The dedication, if you didn't make it there, we probably had, 150 people out there, something like that.
At least.
Very well attended. I thought it brought a lot of honor to those who were mentioned on there. I thought Rich did a fantastic job of organizing that. It made me proud to be in Kearney. It was a proud event. And our parks guys had the parks looking excellent. It really did. It looked awesome. It was a good deal. Also, while I was there, I got to talk with, I'm as bad as you are, Randy, I can't say his last name, but Lawrence's Grattan, I think's his name, with the new Kearney Enrichment Council. This young, or I call him young, this gentleman, he comes with a lot of energy, I'm really looking forward to see what he does. He's got a different approach to things. Maybe it's because he's Australian, I don't know. But I like talking to him, I like listening to him. But he's got a lot of energy, and I think he's going to be doing some good things. I think you're going to see some changes over there, and I feel positive about it. I just want to share that with you.
Great. Alderman Lehman.
I have nothing.
Alderman Barger.
I was fortunate enough to also be able to attend the memorial service on Monday. It was a great event. I think all the speakers did a great job, and I just encourage all the people in the area to go out and view it and take a moment to understand what that really represents.
I agree.
And then I'd also like to congratulate the Kearney baseball team on their third place state finish. That was pretty exciting for them, and look forward to them doing more next year.
Great. But we do have an executive session notice this evening, a closed session per RSMO 610021, subsection 1, legal actions, causes of action or litigation involving a public governmental body, and any confidential or privileged communications between a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorneys, and 610021, subsection 12, to discuss matters pertaining to negotiated contracts, and reminding our meeting will be adjourned from there. So this does conclude our public portion of our meeting. If the board would consider a motion to go into executive session.
Make the first motion.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman King.
Aye.
Alderman Holt.
Aye.
Alderman Lehman.
Aye.
Alderwoman Barker.
Aye.
Vote unanimous, and we will enter an executive session at 7 p.m. Everybody have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.